Bullseye Movies brings you to Georgie and Ruben's conflict with Fred Feigenbacher, which was ultimately small, but the fallout wasn't. On paper, the idea of Georgie Cooper and Ruben going head-to-head with Fred Feigenbacher feels like exactly the kind of storyline that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage should excel at. A petty, vindictive rival resurfaces, determined to destroy their livelihood, and forces the two partners to decide how far they're willing to go to protect what they've built. That setup has all the ingredients for sharp comedy, character growth, and meaningful tension. Unfortunately, Season 2, Episode 4, titled Dirty Hands and a Barbed-Wire Fence, chooses the most absurd and frustrating path possible to explore that conflict. What could have been a smart, grounded escalation instead turns into a bizarre series of choices that feel wildly disproportionate to the actual stakes, and worse, those choices end up putting unnecessary strain on Georgie's marriage. The result is one of the most stressful episodes of the series so far, not because the situation is dire, but because so many of the problems feel avoidable. The tension doesn't arise organically from character flaws clashing in meaningful ways. Instead, it's forced through contrived secrecy, implausible decision-making, and a plan so poorly thought out that it's hard to watch without cringing. A nightmare that hits too close to home. The episode opens with an image that immediately grounds the audience in Georgie's reality, a nightmare where unpaid bills pile up so heavily that they literally crush him. It's an exaggerated visual metaphor, but one that works because it reflects something deeply relatable. Money stress has been a constant presence throughout the series, and while it's occasionally played for humor, it's far more often depicted as exhausting, demoralizing, and inescapable. This opening moment does an excellent job of putting viewers in Georgie's headspace. Financial anxiety isn't just a plot device here, it's a weight he carries everywhere. Anyone who's ever struggled to keep up with expenses can recognize the dread that comes with waking up every day wondering whether today will be the day everything collapses. Because of that setup, it's almost impossible not to empathize with Georgie, even when he later makes questionable decisions. We understand why he feels cornered. We understand why the return of Fred Feigenbacher hits him so hard. And that makes Fred's actions all the more infuriating. Fred Feigenbacher, a villain you love to hate. Fred Feigenbacher's reappearance is immediately framed as a continuation of his petty vendetta from Season 1. He isn't just back to compete, he's back to destroy. Fred makes good on his earlier promise to run Georgie and Ruben out of business, and he does it in the most smug, underhanded way possible. His first move is deceptively simple, offering to repair the church buses for free. On the surface, it's framed as generosity, but everyone involved knows exactly what it is, an intentional attempt to siphon business away from Georgie's shop. It's legal, it's calculated, and it's infuriating. There's something almost laughably pathetic about how much energy Fred puts into this vendetta. He's not just trying to succeed, he's obsessed with Georgie's failure. And Matt Letcher absolutely nails that slimy, self-satisfied energy. His performance makes Fred incredibly easy to hate, but in a way that's almost entertaining. One of the standout moments comes when Georgie calls Fred to confront him. Fred deliberately stalls before answering the phone, letting it ring just long enough to assert dominance. And when he finally hangs up, his casual, smug delivery of, "I'll see you around, Georgie," is chilling in its authenticity. It's the voice of someone who believes he's already won. That's what makes Fred such an effective antagonist. He isn't threatening violence or doing anything overtly illegal. He's simply exploiting the system in a way that hurts Georgie deeply, and enjoying every second of it.